Hello, and welcome to reCapping with Delora
and Ashley.
Please follow us on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter at reCapping Podcast.
Also, rate, review, and subscribe to our show on your favorite podcast platform. We're on all the things.
We want to hear your thoughts on the movies and shows we review.
Leave us a comment on Apple Podcasts or our YouTube channel, and we will read them during the show.
Or reach out to us on social media. We love talking all things entertainment and pop culture with you.
Thank you guys so much for listening.
Thank you.
Delora, we're here. Zoom problems be damned today. We're going to make it through. How are you?
Zoom can take it. It's okay.
That's how you feeling today? You like, I could use the rest.
But, this is the joy of technology, right?
Always.
I think it's interesting because I don't know if you saw it on the internet, but there's these videos saying before COVID-19, this world group came together and did a scenario, and the next time they come together, it's going to be for a cyber blackout. And I'm just like, oh, goodness gracious. I hope that's not the case. You know what I mean?
Yeah, we're definitely way too dependent on technology at this point. God bless the people who still have landlines and, everything else. I am not one of them. So
I am 5 seconds away from do I need to get a walkie-talkie and or a landline?
I mean, but how far can a walkie-talkie go these days? Like, if I had one and you had one,
military...
could we speak?
But yeah. Congratulations, Ashley. You completed your yoga instructor training.
Thank you so much. I don't even know if I've talked about it at all on the podcast, really.
You have not. But
yeah.
I just wanted to give you your kudos.
Well,
thank you.
Thank you. I mean, it has been 8-9 months of my life that I have been dedicated to trying to become a yoga instructor. I had been on the yogi journey for quite a while. Love it so much and just wanted to go just a step further. So it was challenging and exhausting, but I'm so glad that I did it. And I'm so excited to just go further down the line and see, if I want to start teaching in studio and do all sorts of stuff. So
how's your practice? Did you notice improvement? And are you a morning, was it morning sasana? Forgive me if I'm saying this wrong. Or do you do an evening? What's your preference?
It depends on work schedule as far as my practice goes. Because when I had a work schedule where I had a lot of flexibility, not a lot of meetings, I was a morning routine person for sure. I would go get in a class almost every day. These days with my meeting schedule, it's evenings. I can't say I necessarily have a strong preference because I think either way, it helps me to get the things that I need from yoga, which is like the mental health benefits, getting grounded, having the physical movement, like all the things that I look to for it. So no biggie either way, as long as I can get it in or I can fit it in. So
yeah. Love it. Well, congratulations.
Well, thank you so much. I appreciate that. Appreciate it. I also just wanted to say, if you guys have not listened to our In Conversation with Selena Burks-Rensler, be sure to check that out, guys. It is the first of 3 interviews we're doing as media sponsor of the Dayton Black Women's Film Festival that we are so looking forward to next month.
It's such a great conversation, and Selena is fabulous. And yes. I'm so happy we got a chance to learn more about her story.
Absolutely. And her short film, Saving Jackie, is going to be screening at the film festival. So make sure you guys are getting your tickets and all that good stuff. Shout out to Angelina and the whole crew over there.
Shout out.
Do y'all thing. All right. It is our Thursday episode, guys, which means we are about to get into these pop culture streets. Okay. And we have some headlines and we have some hot topics this week. So first up, we have to start on a more somber note. Actor Eric Dane has been diagnosed with ALS. Lou Gehrig's disease. It was announced at the end of last week that he had been diagnosed, and also that him and his wife, Rebecca Gayheart, fellow actress, are calling off their divorce. They filed back in 2018, and Eric Dane basically said that he's just grateful to have his loving family by his side as they navigate this next chapter. He was spotted recently out and about, and he will still reprise his role in the upcoming season of Euphoria. So for me, ALS is one of those diseases that just is so gut wrenching when you hear somebody is being diagnosed with it, right? It's so terrible to imagine the journey people have to go down with any type of major illness or health situation. But ALS is one that to me is just heartbreaking. So I was
Yes,
devastated for him when I first heard the news.
it is extremely rough diagnosis. I know for me, my mind goes immediately to Stephen Hawkins,
Of
right?
course.
Gorgeous film, by the way, based off his life. And you got a chance to see the progression, right?
Mm.
Roberta Flack dealt with ALS as well. And to your point, Ashley, I think the reason why it's difficult is because there's no cure for it. And people usually live 3 to 5 years after diagnoses. This is according to the Muscular Dystrophy Association. Patients can live decades after diagnoses, but this is like the current available science behind it. And so,
Yeah, Stephen Hawking was a rare case, essentially, that he was able to survive for as long as he did. Sandra Bullock's partner passed away recently as well from ALS.
yeah, Dr. McSteamy, I praying for him and his family.
Yeah,
This is tough, but I'm glad that he has a reinforced support system around him.
same. All right, let's move on to a little bit of mess, I guess we could say. And one of the oddest couplings still in my mind in Hollywood, Toni Braxton and Birdman, allegedly got married back in August of 2024. And Toni filed for divorce 2 weeks later. And then 5 months later, she dismissed her petition. What the hell is going on?
This makes no sense to me. Like none. Again, it's kind of one of those conversations of what is she getting out of him? Like obviously she's the prize, right? But Birdman, all that comes to mind is him not paying his bills, him not paying his artist.
I think of him kissing Lil Wayne in the mouth. That's what I often think of, if
I
I'm
think of him
honest.
exposing little Wayne at a young age to a house full of naked chicks. You know what I
I
mean?
think
Like,
of that Breakfast Club interview where he came on and threatened Charlemagne.
are we finished or are we done?
It was just, it always has been an odd pairing, visually odd,
Yes. Yep.
aesthetically, as well as like who I never like, she is a R&B vocal powerhouse, beloved artist, and he is not that. Uh
She's gorgeous and he has tats all over his face. He's
yeah.
also like on the other side of the spectrum compared to her ex-husband. You know what I mean?
Yes, who was
So,
clean cut and
yeah.
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 I mean, granted, I was listening to an interview of hers recently where she said they had actually been friends for a very long time. Like even when she, was I think still married and all that stuff, like they were cool, they were friends. And then she felt like he really was there for her when at a point where she was just very, very, very sick. For any of our audience who are not aware, Toni Braxton has lupus and has, documented in detail health challenges she's faced over the years as a part of that. And she said, there was a point she was really, really low and really not well. And he was there for her. So, I'm sure the friendship and challenges with your health and all that is definitely helps to solidify a relationship. But when she filed for divorce, she allegedly described their marriage as irretrievably broken. So I don't know. I don't know. I just saw this. I heard about this, and I said, y'all in y'all 50s. She's 57, he 56. Is we
Exactly.
is we gonna figure this out or not? Like, I don't know.
Yeah. Yeah, me either.
Well, I'm wishing Toni the very best. Like if I'm choosing a
Always.
side,
It's gonna be her.
it's gonna be the Toni Braxton. So
Absolutely.
God bless. Continuing down the music path, TLC. There's a musical in the works that's aiming for Broadway. Crazy, sexy, cool. It is the story of the trio Tion T. Boz Watkins, Lisa Left Eye Lopez, and Razonda Chili Thomas. It sounds so weird saying their full government names, but
I
y'all get it.
honestly, if you had to pressure me to answer what is Chili's first name, I would absolutely get that wrong.
I know their real names. I really do. But it's just funny
I
to
did
say it.
not.
Oh
I
yeah. I know their real
Lisa
names.
absolutely. Tion absolutely. Chili, I did not know that was her first name.
Well, if you think
Okay.
about it, hers is the only one that is not like super correlated
Yes.
with her nickname. Like Razonda
Correct.
and Chili don't, that's not a match. But this musical is billed as a mostly true story of unshakable sisterhood. What's interesting is I think this will be a dope musical because they are artists, they are musicians. So to have a story of musicians as a musical, like the Tina Turner story and things like that, I just feel like it really lends itself to Broadway. And I would be excited to see this personally. What about you?
Yeah, I think it'll definitely be great, especially because they are including all the hits. Waterfalls, Unpretty, Creep, No Scrubs.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Yes. What's your
Absolutely.
favorite? What's your favorite TLC song? Do you have one?
Give me something spectacular. I mean, no, I don't know. Scrubs. It's definitely Scrubs. But all of the songs I listed holds a special place in my heart because I grew up with it, you
Oh
know?
yeah, absolutely. I love Creep, and I don't think it's just the music. I think it's also the visual of the
Video,
silk pajamas and the
of
vibe.
course.
And then close second for me is Red Light Special. Like I can hear that production just in my head all the time. I love that song so much. But I had realized recently that I had never listened to Crazy Sexy Cool in full. So within the last year or so, I like listened to the whole album because you think about it, like I feel like at that era we were so young. I didn't listen necessarily
Yeah.
to full albums. Like I listened to singles. So I was like, let me go back in my musical bag and
It's
listen
so
to the entire
funny. I
album.
did listen to full albums back in the day. Today is where I'm like, oh, yeah, I don't listen to full albums anymore.
Really?
And
I
as,
was not
yeah,
listening to full albums
I,
in this era of
I
childhood for me.
collected CDs back in the day.
I did too. I mean, let me clarify. I would listen to like Tevin Campbell's full album. I would listen to the full Bodyguard soundtrack. There were select albums I had on CD or cassette tape that I listened to a full, but there was a lot that I didn't. Whereas once I started getting older, any artist I loved, I had the album and I listened to the whole album cover to cover. You know what I mean? Like I was just a kid, so I didn't. If I loved it, I loved it. Like me and Tevin Campbell, that was my boo. You could not tell me when he came on Fresh Prince and he sang Happy Birthday to Ashley that he was not singing to me. Okay? Love that man to death. And his voice, Jesus. But this
Super
era,
talented.
like even Brandy's first album, like a lot of these albums I just did not listen to in full. So as an adult, I'm like, I have to go back and listen. Neither here nor there. Point of this is, do you think that this is going to top the true story we already saw of TLC, the one that, Kiki and all them was in? Because I thought
Right.
that was a great depiction.
I don't know. I think
Depends on who they cast.
I was going to say at the end of the day, I feel like this is great. And there's multiple ways to tell a story. If we can have all these renditions of, you know, Mean Girls and Legally Blonde, why not with the retelling of a beloved girl group
Y-
TLC? So
You tell them, Delora. I mean, we had Tina Turner musical and we had What's Love Got to Do with it.
exactly.
So we can do all the things. Very true, very fair. Continuing down a little bit of a musical path, Tiana Taylor's man, allegedly,
Allegedly.
is out here showing all his goodies. He's showing his breasts.
Yes, he is.
He's showing his stomach, his abs.
Pecs
He's showing
and
the
abs.
arms, the tats. The only thing he ain't showing is that, sweatpants imagery that women have come to know and love from many a male celebrity. So he said, I'm gonna be a little demure and a little mindful. Y'all get the top, y'all ain't getting the bottom. Okay. Were
You
you
know what?
excited for
I'm a
his
sucker
thirst
for a
trap?
good thigh shot. Shout out to Medio Ventimiglia. Like
Not a
those
good thigh
thighs,
shot. So you like,
they've thought.
so you're telling me you are a fan of the hoochie daddy shorts
I
of this
am.
generation.
I am truly like it's so funny. I wish I knew this aesthetic when I was younger, but like rugby players' legs are beyond. I was like, I didn't think I was a leg person, but you find your rugby account on any of those sites, their thighs and legs situation
Delora
is
has
increased
unlocked a
greatly.
new category of porn. You're welcome.
But of course, Aaron Pierre looks amazing. You know, I can't get over that he was Mufasa because he looks like Scar in real life. You know,
He's definitely bringing out some feelings from some people, including Tiana Taylor, who wrote on the way with an exhaling emoji. Do you think this man is the one who's blowing her back out? Because to me, it seems clear at this point. Why
I
not?
don't want it. I don't get me wrong. We had this conversation before. They are both gorgeous. Tiana Taylor, they just released the Dandy photo shoot for Vogue. Tiana Taylor is in multiple pictures with like Janelle Monáe, Ryan Destiny. Aaron Pierre is in a picture with Yara Shahidi. I mean, people are looking fabulous. ASAP Rocky, my boo Lewis Hamilton. So beautiful, beautiful people. I don't get it if they are together. I don't get it. And yes, it's not to discredit anybody. I just don't get it.
I am trying to be mindful of the fact we may have youths listening to this podcast. We may have parents in cars with youths listening to this podcast. All I will say is if I were her, absolutely.
Of course.
If
Of
I were
course.
her, absolutely. No
I just
question.
I think if anything, I'm of the opinion like he is such fresh meat and she just talk about sinking teeth into something. Like she just picked that up real quick. You know what I mean? Like he hasn't even had this limelight on him long enough,
Why
and
not?
he is just scooped up.
Why not? He's grown man. Grown
True,
man. 30,
true,
30 years old.
true. I better her than a 19-year-old. So maybe
There you
maybe I'll
go.
just go there.
There you go. And it's not to say this is forever. She may want her time and cut him loose. But for right now, absolutely.
Like I said before, she is going to eat him up and spit him.
And I hope she's having a great time.
Like Rihanna said, you knew I was a savage. Like that
Mm-hmm.
is what I think of when I think of Miss
Mm-hmm,
Tiana
mm-hmm,
Taylor. Okay.
mm-hmm, mm-hmm, mm-hmm,
That's my
mm-hmm.
song. Needed me.
Da-da-da-da-da-da. Da-da-da-da-da-da. Mhm. Anyway, all right, let's move on because all of this is tracking that they all line up and attach. The next story is about a man trying to dethrone Aaron Pierre from his spirit tunnel fame. Jay Ellis has stepped out here with his spirit tunnel dance that seems to have the internet fanboys and fangirls talking. They said they love the swag, they love the fit, they loved it all. Jay Ellis has never been that guy necessarily, even from his days of Insecure. People, he was Lawrence, yay, nay, people have feelings about it. But this is putting him in a new stratosphere of like Crush and Bay and all these things. What are your thoughts? Has he dethroned Aaron Pierre for you?
Absolutely not. But what I will say is I got joy from his spirit tunnel, and then I started feeling a little cringe because I'm like, oh, you're You're giving choir director telling these people to quiet down.
Not choir director. There is
Shout out to
literally the shot of him shushing and being low to the ground.
Ashley. Shout out to his knees. Okay. And the fact that he walked back. Okay. Like he turned around and started from the beginning again. You know, we talked about this on Hot Topics in conversation with Kiara. It brings me a lot of joy to see how people react in that tunnel to their chants.
Hmm.
And he had a fun song. It was a play off of Jay-Z's song. You know who else I enjoyed recently is Anthony Mackie with the shoulder shimmy.
Hmm.
That one took me out as well. But is Jay Ellis Bay now? Not for me, no.
I'm gonna be real with y'all. If y'all haven't seen Running Point yet, I mean, he's shirtless and oiled down multiple times. So if y'all are lusting and want to get y'all a little fix, go ahead on over there to Netflix and watch Running Point with Kate Hudson and him because he is a basketball coach and I mean, they definitely made him some eye candy in that one. But I agree. I think Aaron Pierre's came out of nowhere in terms of like the fanaticism. So I don't know if anyone will be able to recreate and capture that like pop culture magic.
It was so organic and
Yes.
authentic. Again,
Yes.
he looked so adorable and cute with the little shimmy. He had a
Yes.
shimmy too. Like, uh,
And to me, that's Lawrence. So it's like, where's Issa? Like that's kind of what I always think when I see Jay Ellis. So I'm glad that he's getting the love, especially. But I think Aaron still is top tier. Top
definitely
tier pop
possible.
culture moment. All right, this has been fun. Let's move on to our hot topics. We have first up this Blue Origin mission that everybody and their mama is talking about, including many a Gail King meme. Delora was chuckling before we even hopped on the mic from a recent one she
Shout
received.
out to my BFF Mike who just randomly texted me. It was it's like if I send this to you, I do not want to go. Sorry, it tickles me so much.
There have been so many memes. Her face, I mean, she looked absolutely miserable. So,
He has been vocal leading up to this. Are we calling it a mission, a quest, a publicity stunt?
is
What are we
11 minutes a
calling this?
mission? I feel like that's a jaunt. That's what USA Today calls it, an 11-minute jaunt. So, there you go.
That's an errand. I don't know.
Basically,
There's some errands
I can't even walk a lot of
longer than
places in
11.
11 minutes. So,
A lollygag into space. Uh,
I can't even shower in 11 minutes
Gail
personally.
has been very vocal about the fear, anxiety that she had about going into space. And to be fair, who wouldn't? Unfortunately, in this year, it seems like planes are falling out of the freaking sky.
Shit, who you telling?
So
I
we
had nausea the first time I got back on a plane, let alone this.
and we also know I know this is Blue Origin, so this is Bezos, but the other billionaire in his expensive hobbies has been blown up mid-flight, polluting the sky as well. So it was one of those things where it's like, I think they probably all had to have some conversations.
What's his name? Richard Branson? Is that the other dude?
I was talking about Elon Musk and his Richard Branson also has a space situation with Virgin.
Yeah, that's who I'm thinking of is Richard Branson. Yep.
No, I'm referring to Elon Musk with the debris
Oh,
of
okay.
his ships blowing up.
I
So
haven't even
yeah,
paid much
and
attention to this, if I'm honest. Did you like, were you really into it, like leading up to it, paying attention?
oh, I was aware of it. I don't remember her name right now. I feel bad. The other black lady who was on this flight, she spoke at Black Tech Week last year, and
Can't find
She
her
has
name readily available.
a very inspiring story, because she was not a good quote unquote student. And then one day she was like, I'm going to dream big and I'm going to be a NASA scientist,
Oh,
a
Aisha
NASA
Bowe.
engine. Aisha Bowe, thank you. She said she wanted to be a NASA engineer and she became one. And so she has a very inspiring story. And she was, talking about how she's going to be what the third, fourth Black woman to go in space, even during her talk. And so, yeah, so with how she's phrased it, it seems very aspirational. Unfortunately, a lot of people are thinking down about it because of Lauren Sanchez and Katy Perry, and how in the interviews leading up to this particular flight, they're like, we're gonna have squad, and they're getting their suits tailored, and it's like quote unquote girl boss, and they were in space saying take up space, but it's like that feminism didn't translate very well because it's giving 1% vibes, right? Like people are losing their jobs,
Yes, I believe
things are tough around here, so you all privileged people going into space for recreation just seems like a waste of time
I believe
and money.
Olivia Munn called it gluttonous, but it's hard for other rich people to criticize rich people, you know?
But
Um,
Olivia is not that rich compared
she's
to like,
still rich, you know. She's still all right. She's doing all right. Gail King has really been 10 toes down on this though. She's saying that people who are have negative things to say are disrespectful, essentially, and that they need to look deeper and do their due diligence. She said, have y'all been to space? Go to space or go to Blue Origin and see what they do, and then come back and say this is a terrible thing. Wendy's even threw themselves into this fight and have been throwing major shade at Katy Perry. They basically said, can we send her back? Why do you think Wendy stepped into this beef? Is it because of beef? Or
I think it's funny. I think they took a moment to be like the internet or like this administration and took take a swipe.
yeah, it just seems random, but I feel like a lot of brands hop into a lot of things these days. I mean, kudos to these people's social media teams because
But let's keep it real. Katy Perry looked like she was high on something. You know what I mean?
she looks like how she always looks to me. I don't know what that says, but kissing the dirt when you get back and all that. I mean, she's definitely dramatic, if nothing else. I wonder if she has the first extensions, if these ladies have the first extensions to go into space, because
People are saying it's not real
a lot of
also
hair in there. Maybe not.
because the biggest reason was the door. I guess they opened it, but then it was closed, and then Jeff Bezos had to come and screw the door open. But like, wouldn't have been hot? Like, I don't know. People are just thinking it's parade, not parade. What am I saying? It's all
Pomp and circumstance type.
yes, 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 yes.
Well, guess they made it. Hopefully this is not a regular hopefully it's not a regular occurrence. I kept thinking though, what was Oprah thinking? Like, was she rah-rah Gail on, or was she like,
There was a parade of family and friends when they were driving up to the spaceship, and Oprah was there along with Gail's son. Kris Jenner and Khloe Kardashian were there.
for what?
Exactly. But they were there cheering on their friends, the Bezos.
Oh, I forgot they're cool with Lauren or whatever. Yeah.
Yeah. She looks
Yeah.
like one of them, so I guess it tracks.
Mm.
Um anyway, it seems unnecessary. That is my final statement on this particular flight.
Yeah. I mean, it just I don't know. I feel disappointed that it seems like people are sipping a lot of Kool-Aid these days of a lot of this nonsense. that rich bored people are doing. If they know something I don't know, tell me, because this definitely feels like a PR stunt. But whatever. Let's move on to our final hot topic: Coachella weekend one. It's a wrap. I was actually talking to my nail tech today. She was asking would I ever want to go to Coachella, and I said maybe in my youth. I'm past the era of inconvenience and discomfort.
I would have to be so comfortable. Like, I would need to be in an air conditioned area with a place to sit, with refreshments and a bathroom.
Apparently, she was saying RV life is a thing that people are doing now going to Coachella. I said, oh, okay. A nice
I can
RV
see
decked
that.
out. Yeah.
Okay.
Glamping kind of vibe. I could see that.
Yeah.
But again, these are the comforts in your past your 20s that I'm going to need. I'm not, I mean, Rachel Lindsay did it. She was there for 2 days. She talked about her eyes being just so thick from the dirt and debris. And
Yeah.
I'm like, that
And
alone would piss me off.
that would be a problem for me too, because I need to be able to breathe.
Breathe, see, like all the things. And then I also was telling my nail tech, I was like, I'm usually very intentional about concerts and things I go to. I usually only go see people I really, really want to see. So, like, yes, would I have been excited to see Meg with Sierra coming out, with Queen Latifah coming out, with
Victoria Monet.
thank you, with Victoria Monet coming out? Absolutely. But like Green Day, no. Even Charlie XCX wouldn't have moved me. So I just
Kyla.
don't. Mm, I'll listen to that album. It didn't.
Right.
I feel like Beachella was the time to go, and I missed it.
Shout out to our girlfriend Shamika, who
Shamika
was
was there
there.
in the flesh.
Iconic.
So,
I was I was breastfeeding a crying baby in the middle of the
oh,
night while that was happening, and I was losing my mind. Like, I remember because they live stream it the first weekend, and
very
obviously it's a
early.
time
Yes,
difference.
yes.
And I'm in the middle of the night, like, did you see that transition? And then get into the money, lost my mind. I was like, this is the best thing ever. And I love it when it's pop culture moments where you're personally losing your sugar honey iced tea, but then when you find out collectively all of the Black community lost their minds, I'm like, yes, you felt that. You felt that.
I still watch Homecoming.
Easy.
It was
Annually for
such a
me.
moment.
Yes.
That's one of the, if not the greatest performance that she's ever given, one of them. And if I miss that, then I just don't think there's anything else that Coachella can offer to me that will top that. So, nah, I don't think it's for me, but I still always pay attention. I like to look and see what celebrities are there, what they're wearing. Apparently, Timothée Chalamet is the only one who knows how to dress appropriately for Coachella, according to the internets. I don't know. But this always looks like a good time. People get to be wacky and boho and, do their thing.
Shout out to the founding mother of Coachella attire, Vanessa Hutchins. She wasn't there this year because she just had a baby, but she was always the go-to girly for the Coachella style. Yeah.
Vanessa is a vibe to me in general, like
Yeah, she
as a
is.
human. But agreed. It was also an era of like those
Flower crowns.
2010 to 2020 celebrity 20
Yep.
somethings.
Yep.
It was an era for them. So, yeah. Anything you're looking forward to for weekend two? Because I don't even know who's performing for weekend two at this point.
I was impressed with Lady Gaga's set because she killed it. She's a little bit out there for me, not gonna lie, but she did the damn thing with the costumes and I mean, it was a performance. Of course, Meg the Stallion did her thing. I was so excited. I was so hyped when I saw Sierra walked out and they did the whole dance. I love that Meg loves a good, choreography, or shall I say 1-2 step. It brings me so much joy. And then, of course, Queen and Victoria. I need more Victoria Monet. When she won for the Grammys, the Best New Artist, I'm like, I need for her to thrive and do more because she's such a talent. Tyla did well, but her outfit was distracting to me. It's like, is this a t-shirt or nah? I like she was giving ripped shirt situations, but she did well. It was fun.
So it's the exact same lineup both weekends?
Yes, it is.
Well, I guess I should know that from Beyonce, shouldn't I? I should know that from Beyonce, but it's just not really dawning on me. So, okay. Well, we'll see if anybody changes it up and does a whole bunch of different interesting things for weekend two. But there you have it for Coachella 2025. Anything else on Coachella or any other hot topics or headlines before we wrap up, Delora?
I'm just really excited about this rollout for this year's Met. Everybody is looking so good. Coleman Domingo, like I said, Lewis Hamilton, ASAP Rocky. It's gonna be so good, so good, so excited, and
It better be blackety black, black, black too. You hear me, Anna Wintour? Better be. Better be.
period. And that's what I love about culture, right? Like, despite the things that are going on politically, and the heartbreaking images of people being manhandled and deported or
Yeah.
all those things, I think culture still thrives. Like, it is so obvious that people who support the president thought that DEI meant black, even though black people are the fifth group that benefits from those benefits. White women being number one. We're still doing our thing. We still are thriving. Like, this whole Met Gala, who knew in the midst of all this upcoming Met Gala is going to be all black, like themed in steeped in black culture. It brings me joy. So I love it.
Indeed. Coming very soon. Very, very excited.
The first Monday in May. That
Hmm.
is the Met Gala.
All right. Well, that wraps it up for us today, guys. Delora, what are we recapping for next week?
We are taking a quick break in between our in conversations leading up to the Dayton's Black Women Film Festival, and we're going to have fun. We're doing an action film starring EGOT, the Viola Davis who did the thing, G20, available on Prime.
Very, very nice. Action. A little bit of action in there. All right. Well, that's it. That's all. Guys, we appreciate you for sticking with us as always. Again, check out that In Conversation with Selena that is currently out. We will be back. Please share this episode with everybody you know. In the meantime, as always, be blessed.
Bye.